Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Prachi Satra. I'm a physiotherapist specializing in dry needling and vacuum cupping techniques and working with adolescent training adults and marathon runners. Today we are going to share a case presentation that underscores the importance of prompt diagnosis, targeted intervention for high hamstring strain in young athletes, particularly marathon runners. Let's refer to our patient as Miss X, an 80-year-old female marathon runner. She came to us with complaints of persistent discomfort and pain in the deep gluteal region, proximal hamstring pain that was aggravated by running. Increasing speed, uphill climb, or interval training preceded the onset of her symptoms, in which it significantly impacted her training and performance. The patient had been training for a full marathon and experienced increasing gluteal pain over a 3-week period. She described her pain as a localized sharp pull at the origin of the hamstring that was worse during acceleration and prevented her from taking a full stride. She also described weakness or giving way kind of feeling in her left hip. The pain did not prevent her from running, but she could not run at a desired pace. Upon assessment, she reported experiencing sharp pain in the buttock area, particularly during activities like running, sprinting, and stretching. There was also noted stiffness and limited range of motion in her hip joint. She also displayed weakness of the hip abductors, pelvic joint dysfunction, hamstring tightness, and ischial tuberosity tenderness. Active hip flexion was limited because of the hamstring tension. Trigger points were found in the gluteus medius and gluteus minimus on the left. The patient had reduced arches bilaterally and moderate overpronation, which was worse on the right. Other clinical findings included proprioceptive weakness and lumbar dysfunction. So let's discuss furthermore about high hamstring strain. It is a common injury among athletes, especially those involved in activities requiring repetitive sprinting, jumping, or kicking motions. It occurs when hamstring muscles, specifically the tendons near the attachment to the ischial tuberosity, are subjected to excessive stress or overuse, leading to microscopic tears or inflammation. The typical symptoms experienced by these patients include sharp or stabbing pain in the buttock region, especially during activities that involve stretching the hamstrings or contracting them forcefully, such as running, sprinting, or climbing stairs. Tenderness and swelling in the high hamstring area, often accompanied by the localized bruising or discoloration. Stiffness and limited range of motion in the hip joint, making movements like bending forward or extending the leg challenging and uncomfortable. There is difficulty in sitting for prolonged periods as the pressure on the ischial tuberosities exacerbates the pain and discomfort. Impaired performance in athletic activities with decreased speed, power, and agility due to pain and tightness. Based on our assessment findings, our patient was diagnosed with a high hamstring strain characterized by overstretching or tearing of the hamstring muscles near the attachment to the ischial tuberosity. Now let's discuss her personalized and detailed treatment plan aimed at relieving her symptoms, promoting tissue healing, and preventing future recurrence of the injury. While running the marathon, she developed iliotibial band syndrome that may have resulted from unresolved abductor weakness. Dry needling was done to target the trigger points in the hamstring and the gluteal region, which in turn helped to promote muscle relaxation in the affected muscles. Also, we targeted the IT band to take care of its deep-rooted tightness. Vacuum cupping was done by applying negative pressure with silicone cups over the entire gluteal region, bulk of the hamstrings, and the calf muscles to increase blood flow and facilitate tissue healing in the injured area, followed by an instrument-assisted soft tissue mobilization to the hamstrings and the LTV. Specific stretches to stretch the hamstring, calf, piriformis, and the hip adductors were taught to improve flexibility and reduce tightness in these muscles and the surrounding tissue areas. Deep foam rolling exercises to release the tension and adhesions in the muscles, which promoted better tissue mobility, were taught. A detailed strengthening exercise program was implemented wherein progressive strength training plan focusing on both anterior and posterior thigh muscles, including the eccentric strengthening for the hamstrings to enhance the muscle endurance and resilience. Clamp exercises, hip extensions, one-leg stands, and ball squats were given as at-home active care along with continued ice massage. The patient was treated twice per week for 3 weeks and then once per week for 3 weeks. She continued to run during the course of her treatment and was symptom-free 2 months after the initial presentation. She was subsequently treated with manipulation of the SI joint. The patient began wearing custom orthotics at this time to help correct the overpronation. She continued to train for marathons with no recurrence of the hamstring or the ITB symptoms. It's very important to understand in all such cases to provide proper education to the patients, which helps them in understanding their condition and how to avoid any re-injuries. Explaining the anatomy and biomechanics of the hamstring muscles and their role in running mechanics. We also need to emphasize on the risk factors contributing to high hamstring strain in adolescent athletes, such as overtraining, poor biomechanics, and muscle imbalances. Importance of proper warm-up, cool-down, and rest intervals in preventing overuse injuries should be explained. An elaborate list of guidelines for gradual return to running and marathon training post-injury, emphasizing the significance of progressive loading and monitoring symptoms should be given.